Hello! Welcome to my ghost walkthrough of Compulsory Egress. Now, I've already featured this mission on my channel as an Iron Ghost run, and if you ever wanted to see what a ghosting without saving and loading looks like, feel free to check out that video. It was one of the very first ones I put out. But I wanted to do a proper run of this mission as well, where I can discuss it a bit, so that's what I'm gonna do today. So let's begin, and let's read the briefing. It's not often I get such a good tip from idle gossip. For weeks I heard rumors that the run-down southern town of Navenvogue was awash with fears of an imminent crisis. I didn't pay them much attention until the Tribune confirmed that an evacuation had been announced. Not an easy choice, considering they built a new city hall there just a few months ago, replete with garish decor and the original treasury. What a move that was, meant as some initiative to revitalize the area. Since then, the borough has been beset by a flood of trendy nobility, trying to gobble up cheap real estate in a newly fashionable area. It's become a rat's nest of rich and poor. I overheard a family at the docks moaning that they were forced out of their hole in the wall for a few stacks of silver. Given its civic importance, the councilmen of Navenvogue have enlisted a mercenary force to defend the town once they clear out, under the command of the well-respected Captain Ricardo. I hear he's quite the hero, has the mind of a real strategist. Well, I guess that means they're expecting a siege. I'll have to find out more myself. The details have not been forthcoming. I'd better get going. Navenvogue is at least 2 days' travel, and I can't be the only rogue planning to make a killing from a town full of abandoned property. Right, our objectives. We are camped out in an abandoned hovel near the south gate, but most buildings in the borough should also be vacant. Find out why Navenvogue was evacuated. The new location of City Hall is supposedly furnished with gaudy trinkets financed by a splendid treasury. Its vault is begging to be ransacked. Anything left behind can't mean that much to whoever owned it. Still 6,000 loot. Leave the murder to thugs and blackguards. It's risky and unprofessional. Don't kill anyone. No point hanging around once you've picked the place clean. Get back to the hovel and hightail it home. Alright. So let's make a real save. And take a look at the map. So we start here in a hovel in a place called Old Town Square, and this is a big open area. There isn't too much going on here. Couple guards, couple pieces of loot. To the north is a section of town that's a lot more dense, and we're gonna spend quite a bit of time here. This map looks rather complex, but it's quite easy to read, and I'll get to that. And even further north is the city hall itself. It has several floors, and I'll go over these maps when we get to it. Occupants of Navenvogue. The city council has decided that the compulsory egress will be enforced on the 13th day of one month. Those of high class or wealthy estates will receive official escort ensuring their safe departure. Freeholders are advised to abandon their properties. A military detachment under Captain Ricardo will remain to defend the district. Those who refrain from immigrating, be they vagabond or commoner, may be conscripted to combat the crisis. Remain in the region at your peril. So there are quite a few copies of this message posted all over town, and if you see me skipping any readables, it's more than likely the same warning. In the guardhouse here is a journal. City Watch Log, Ria Gatehouse. Ingest of foreign peoples has decreased by 90% in 30 days. Reasonable to assume news of crisis has traveled beyond our borders. So far, commercial business and trade has only reduced about 5%. Barbican unit reassigned to escort duty for the household of Lord Mortello. Guard duty to be fulfilled by a detachment under Captain Ricardo. Now, on top of this rampart are 2 archers who we can pickpocket, as well as a couple pieces of loot. And there's a few ways to climb it, but by far the easiest is to rope up here and then climb this vine. Here's a gold goblet. And there are 2 plates and a gold candlestick. gonna be tricky trying to pickpocket that guy with the lantern.
Do you think something's there? Strange.
Right. On this rooftop are 2 more pieces of loot. Bottle of wine and a gold plate, total 195. And to get down here, what you wanna do is land on top of that tree. There we go. There are 2 goblets and a bottle of wine, total 275. And then to get down here, go very slowly, and you'll land on top of this tree, and then you can get down without taking damage. Not for sale. I don't care what offers or incentives you have. This home has been in our family since the first wall was built. So this is the gate to the next section of town, but before that, let's clear out this Hemorrhoid building. Or rather, Hemorrhoid Recruitment Center. Gold candlestick here. In the kitchen, there is no loot. Give thanks to the builder, for without him, this lowly flesh would give no sustenance. Now here is something interesting. In this mission, all of these paper trays are actually loot, so make sure to grab them. Here's also Hemorrhoid East Door Key, which unlocks this. And this will take us to this street right here. I'm not gonna continue here, but I'll take this goblet and also pickpocket this guy. Now you can't see it, but he does have arrows. And this was the last pickpocket I found in the mission. For a while I was actually sure that the last pickpocket simply didn't exist. You have walked the first path to salvation. Here is the door. Another gold goblet here. And behind this banner is a bottle of wine. There is also a junk bottle, which you don't want to take. If the builder wills it, your prayers shall be answered. 3 plates, candlesticks, and the hammer here, total 820. Brother Kalis, while thy report of approaching devastation may be taken as ill omen, I prefer to consider it a blessing. The records show that people of thy parish have faltered in their belief. The scandalous departure of the rector hardly helped matters. However, as the municipal government has submitted their injunction for our order to assist in this noble exodus, there will be ample opportunity to proselytize for the builder and his plan. Perhaps one might intimate that a crisis is an unsurprising reward for a faithless people. I trust thee to make the necessary arrangements. Master Forger Virus. And one last thing here, if we climb here, we can get a rosary. There is no other way up here. Rectory under private ownership. Okay, you wanna land on the lamp. And finally, we have the Watchtower here. Gold candlestick on the first floor. 2 gold goblets on the second floor. And then this guy has a bottle of wine, which we can get. And up here are 2 coin stacks, total 980. Okay, I woke up a guard down below, I don't wanna do that. So this, I assume, is the rector's house. Here we have 1, 2, and 3 pieces of loot, and a journal. I was never too keen on those hemorrhoids, but aren't they all about living plainly? The rector was living like a king. No wonder he had those metal doors installed. I thought I'd have to renovate the whole interior, but I might just touch up a few things instead. Guess I was judging this place by the grimy neighborhood it's in, or how damn cheap it was. And in the kitchen, there is a bottle of wine, total 11.45. And here is the secret passage to the next city section. So now we're done with the old town square, so let's make a real save here. So now we're in an apartment, right above the street where we were just a couple minutes ago. And across the street here is a bar, where we have 2 gold goblets and 3 bottles of wine. And in the apartment itself is a journal. The upper classes are becoming frenzied. They are likely to desert the borough, yet nobody can tell me what exactly they are so worried about. Their fears are nebulous and unspecific. I do not trust these men in high places. They incentivize the rich to buy property here, now they insinuate some great threat that makes them wanna leave again. Better to have left Knave and Oak alone. And 2 pieces of loot. The old candlestick here. And another one here. Total 13.45. Let's see if I can hide here. So from here, there are quite a few ways we can go, but I want to continue through the apartments here. Behind this bed is a rug. Here is another journal. That gormless rascal Evanth, trying to impugn the dignity of my fresh abode, spent half the night rattling on about the grime and the stench in the neighborhood and my home. It was no revelation, besides his ignorance of aesthetics. These furnishings are an apt hybrid of the current scene, a statement to the economic transitions of the borough, or so my broker claimed. Oh fie, it does smell awful. And here this mortar and pestle are actually valuable, and there are 2 more coin stacks up here. Now, a number of windows in the mission can actually be opened. That one and that one are interactable as well. And we're gonna make use of that a little later. Down here are 2 more silver stacks. And in the oven there is bakery delivery key. So we're in the bakery right now, which is marked with the letter B here, and next door is the green grocers. We're gonna head in there next. This guy has a purse. And here is a coin. And another paper tray.
Is someone there?
Only a fool would leave their home, and only a knave would break into mine. So that's this building right here. And there are 2 ways to enter it. One is through the window, which I showed you, and another one is from the sewers. That's the one I'm gonna use. So back here we have the Burrow in Burke, which is a pub, and we have to lockpick this door. There is no one in here to worry about. 2 coins here and a bottle of wine. Another bottle of wine on the shelf. And a secret compartment here. With a ring. Total 1874. There is a secret exit into the sewers. Now this way there is nothing of interest. This room is empty, and this just takes us back to the old city square. Right here. Nothing in this room either. And this ladder takes us up here. So I could have entered the sewers this way as well, but there is no way to enter the burrowing barrack from the sewers. And this canal room can be a nice landmark. I'm not gonna explore the rest of the sewers just yet. I'll save it for a little later. For now, let's just get a silver nugget here. And this is how we can enter that house. There is quite a bit of roping up toilet holes going on in this mission. And be careful doing that, because, as you see, it can be a little wonky. So in here, have a woman. She has a dagger, which we can pickpocket. Here is a goblet, plate, and another goblet. Gold base here. Gold goblet, and here is the window. But before I leave, there are 3 more pieces of loot in the bedroom.
Someone there?
An artifact.
Boy.
And 2 coin sticks. Total 22.19. Right, so next time when I jump over to that window, it can be a little tricky, so save before you try this jump. And right now, we're in the greengrocer's apartment. Now, this door is locked and unpickable, and I don't think there's actually a key to unlock it. And the only piece of loot in this apartment is a gold candlestick in the attic. Right.
Someone making noise.
Let's follow this guy. So that's the greengrocer's door, which I can't use. But there is also the baker's door back here, and that's where this key comes in handy. So in here are 3 spice bags. And if we continue here, just gonna get back to where we were before. Right, next let me show you something here. There are a couple of locked and unpickable doors around here. So that's one, here's another one. And
What?
a third one up here. So we're gonna have to find a different way to access each of these
Won't
buildings
be
here.
so spooked then.
No.
Let's pickpocket this guy. Read this. Grand Old Hull House, restored and expanded by endowment from Lord Grimsby, Erstaff.
Thought I saw something. Guess it wasn't much after all.
Okay, so first, let's climb this. And use this vent. So I'll go through here a couple minutes. Let me show you what's down here first. There is also a way to access the attic here. I'll show you that in a couple minutes as well.
Rocks don't tell you not to slack on the job, you know.
In this room, this woman pivots randomly, so
Even the gray rocks.
she can definitely
Gray
catch you off guard. There are 2 gold goblets and
Thought I saw something.
a bottle of wine there.
Maybe it was rats. Rats would be a bit of meat now and then.
There we go.
Oh, my shift's supposed to be
And down here is a guard with the key, the front door key.
I never do.
So this opens this door. So that's one of the 3 I showed you.
I would serve.
There's also a gold candlestick. Total 25.39. So I will unlock this door just to get rid of this key. As it disappears on use. And in here there is also a bathroom and access to the sewers. I'll show you that from the other side as well. Right, let's head in here next. This building is completely empty, and there is quite a bit of loot here. Plate. 2 more plates. And 2 goblets. A vase in the bedroom. Old candlestick up here. And a note. You're out of your mind, Varlin. The Sir honors us more than most by letting us this hole. How many retainers are so lucky? I have seen city folk sleeping in dingy lofts and butteries, and still you plan to oust him? This hearth is better than this street. Put the key back, I implore you. Out here is a really cute rooftop garden. And first we can get back to this attic here. And this room where we were before. I don't need to go down here. But I wanna get a couple of coin stacks. And in the garden itself there are 2 valuable plates. And a nugget in the bushes here. Up here are 2 more coin stacks. Total 28.93. And at the top of the tower is that key that was talked about, the cellar key. So here's the cellar door. Let's see what's down here. Let not my kindness be mistaken for weakness. So I guess that's Varlin. And here is also a purse. In the dining room here is a bottle of wine and another front door key. So that unlocks this. So just one more building to get in here, and for that we're gonna have to use the sewers. So let's get in the Navenwalk Public Works rear quarter station. In here there is no loot, but there is a readable. Come now, what's the point in being bureaucratic? Far as I can tell, you are the only real authority in the matter. When was the last time any snooty official spoke their head down in the sewers? There is really no need to report these incursions into public infrastructure, as you put it. To my mind, they allow both of us better access to the less accessible areas. I have seen the squalid station they make you live in. Hopefully the material compensation I'm offering will soften these discomforts. S. So we're gonna see quite a few readables from this person in the mission. So that's likely someone important. For now, just keep that in mind. So here we are on the other side of this canal room. So everything beyond this point I've already explored. Up here is an artifact. And behind this banner is a gold nugget. Total 3127. For the last time, I don't care how rare it's supposed to be. Nobody wants the bloody thing. Either you want someone to fob it off on, either you find someone to fob it off on, or it stays down here. You're lucky I don't dump it in the runoff. S. I guess that's in reference to this painting. Right, and here, first of all, here is a way to get back to the house with the two guards we've been to earlier.
Someone making noise?
Right here. But there is also another hole here, and a rope that's deployed already. Beneath it is a ring. Behind this door is a statue. And in this building there is actually a female thief. Here we have a bottle of wine, goblet, and yet another front door key. So that unlocks this door. Here is an artifact. Total 3337. So now we've explored every building in this section. That guy is neutral, but he's gonna turn hostile if you linger around here for too long. And he also has arrows. So to get those, gotta sneak up on him like this and grab them quickly. And I think I'm gonna get caught here.
What was that? Well, I must have been imagining things.
Too much coffees this morning. I'm
Nothing
twitchy as
this
hell.
time.
That was really
Seems
close.
clear.
Hello? Third time this shift. I gotta calm down.
Right here, we have the affordable housing in Cyric style. So that's a big apartment building right here. And I won't explore all of it just yet, but I'm gonna show you around this floor. Heard you bragging about leaving the castle to go pick a fight. You reckon the soldiers aren't tough? You didn't even have the guts to go into that creepy poorhouse across the street. Go tonight and I'll give you a week's pay. Maybe get into a scuffle, kill two birds with one stone then. And there are also two gold candlesticks here. So this door can be picked and leads to the rest of the apartment building, but we'll get to it a little later. So let me make another real save here. Right, so the mission has been pretty easy so far. We haven't encountered
Rocks are nice.
too many guards.
Blue rocks are the best.
From this point,
Rocks.
the difficulty starts to ramp up a little.
Blue rocks around. Blue rocks don't tell you slack on the job. You know. Rocks don't take your best boots. Can't go mud. Even the gray rocks. Yeah. Who's making that noise?
Must be one of them.
This way,
grubbers
we're
again.
gonna get to the city hall,
Nothing this time.
but I wanna clear out the rest of the city first. So let's head in here, which is marked as an industrial area. Two kind stacks up here. Spice bag, lots of explosives, and a note. Here's my ultimatum, Krantz. Help us with the job tonight, you're welcome back at home turf. Go out freelancing again, you're out of the First Rulers Guild for good. I'd expect insubordination from thieves working for city dandies in their fancy mansions. Not thugs who cut their teeth grafting when the town was at its poorest. Prove to me they haven't gentrified you too. S. That woman with a lantern over there has a purse on her, and she's a little difficult to pickpocket. I'm actually gonna wait for her here.
I'm going to hire lots of guards to make them go on patrol at night watch. And I'm going to sneak up on them. Say, did you hear something? Watch it, Joe.
I was Buddha's ear.
Now let's wait for her to leave again.
Hey.
So here is a shop,
Someone
which
back
is
there?
closed on account of the crisis. We can get in there from here, but we will later. Next, I wanna rope up here. Which is the only way to access this apartment. There's a coin stack. Base. Candlestick here. And there is a secret switch under the desk, which grants us access to the greenhouse. Now up here, there are actually live mines in the bushes, so be careful. The only thing you want here is a purse on this woman. Total 37.65. Right, this vent is a little tricky to get into. Because
Something there?
first of all, you can simply get stuck in it and not be able to move through. Secondly, you can make noise on the metal here. So it's not necessary to do, but what I would recommend is to use a mass arrow. Or just save before you make this jump. See, I got stuck, but got through. Here are 2 coin stacks, but that's it. In this apartment is a silver fire poker, gold goblet, And a stone maintenance key. So that key unlocks this door. I'm gonna leave this way. Cobble taken from the first wall, circa 681. Boulder taken from the second wall, circa 730. And ashlar taken from the third wall, circa 795. There is also a silver nugget back here. 3910. Right, leaving this way is a little tricky because it's well lit.
What's that? Guess it wasn't much after all.
But if you're fast enough, nobody should notice you.
Saw something there.
Next, you can jump over to that apartment, but I'm gonna be boring and use this door. In here is a thief. So we've seen quite a few of those who are just like us, taking advantage of the situation. So this guy carries a gold candlestick, which you can pickpocket. There's a bottle of wine, goblet, and 3 coin pairs. Total 4085. In this room there is nothing, and this is another way we can jump over to that apartment, which I'll do in a little bit.
It was just nothing.
Let's wait for this guy. I like how the gold brick is actually just the wallpaper. I think it's a nice touch. So in here, this plate is actually valuable. And then there is a secret switch. And 2 spice bags in here. 3175.
What's that?
So be careful here because, as you can see, you're well lit and there are guards up there. In here is a gold vase. Gold goblet. And yet another front door key. I think that's the last one. And unsurprisingly, it unlocks the front door. So once again, it's really well lit as you come out. So if you're fast enough,
Nothing now.
nobody should see you. Right, and finally we get to this apartment building. This one right here. That was a pretty poor jump.
Oh! Is someone there? Oh, well. It must have been nothing.
So every apartment has access to a balcony, and these 2 balconies are actually connected. Well, kinda. These are 2 separate apartments, but the wall between them is broken. Here is a book. On the provenance and genius of the purple edible, an olericultural or pomological inquiry, review copy. In all the annals of horticultural study, there is no debate so contentious or unusual as that of the taxonomic category to which the consumable violet spheroid belongs. It is a wonder this debate has raged so long, given that there are at least 3 canonical labels for this object, namely the official healing fruit, the colloquial fruit, and the idiomatic perpturd. Despite this clear assignment to the field of pomology, the question remains as to what sort of fruit it truly is. A popular school of thought contends that it's an eggplant, technically a fruit, whereas the passionate opposition maintains that the item is in fact a plum. One particularly outspoken and tireless intellectual has confabulated an entire mythology for the foodstuff with an undying fervor. He purports, on the basis of tenuous and anecdotal evidence, at best, that the fruit is actually an overlarge grape or a bulbous grapevine. His arguments range from wine exists, without proof that said beverage had been produced from said fruit, or they are too large to be eggplants or plums, ignorant that all the other known grapes are smaller still. One anecdote about this idiosyncratic theory is worth repeating here. At one point, his reasoning contra the plum camp was predicated on the alleged non-existence of fruit-bearing trees in the city, provoking the obvious rebuttal that apples were commonplace. At one point, the thinker claimed that since he had never seen any fruit trees, ex hypothesi, all fruit must be imported from elsewhere. To this, one wry critic noted that since he had likely never observed a moment of human copulation either, all people must also be imported from elsewhere. While the endless tirade of scholarly opinion is likely to persist secula secularum, one wonders why these bickering academics do not simply taste the damn thing. Nevertheless, the author anticipates that his thesis will be compelling, should it be followed the whole way through, or if you like, ab ovo asc ad mela, and introduction. This vent leads to the attic. And in here is an artifact. You can hear footsteps in the stairwell, but there is no one here. Landlord. There's a gold vase up here. Caretaker's Key. And a journal. This is the fourth complaint I received about the Caretaker. Now that the evacuation's been announced, there isn't time to launch any inquiry. Damn, I should have dealt with this a month ago. Now I'll have to do it myself. In this apartment, there is coin stack. This is the door that leads out to the lobby. We've been there already. In this apartment there is nothing. And here's the caretaker's door. Okay, first let me show you this. Can get into the vent here and get back to the tunnel behind the green grocers. So right here. You don't have to go here. And here is Caretaker's Key. So the next area has really intense flashing lights, so just a warning in case you're photosensitive. Right, and this key unlocks this door, and it appears that the caretaker is in fact a keeper. Nothing here except this readable. Instructions received from second keeper Thesis. Chapel abandoned. And across the hall is what looks like a pit, but you can actually walk here. Get this coin pair and flip a book, which unlocks this door. Keeper Medallion here, total 4462. And a note. Garrett, your skill remain impressive, but unsurprising. We recommend you remain vigilant around Captain Ricardo. We suspect him of serious impropriety. His soldiers have been observed killing innocent people. L. Okay, on our way back, there will be no noise up here, but there is still the flashing lights. And we're done with the apartments. There are just 2 more places here we can get into. First of all, this will just take us back to where we entered the city section. And you can also go down here, as well as climb this from below, if you mantle the lamp and then the pipe. In this building are 2 coin stacks. And then over here is a purse by this dead thief. 3 coin stacks, a spice bag. This gold vase is actually worthless. Under the barrel here is a nugget. And there is a gold coin stack behind the bed. 47.97. Alright. We can climb here this way.
Nobody better be taffing around down here.
That was really risky,
Not this time.
not very smart on my part, but it worked. So next we're gonna head into the city hall. Let's make another real save.
My shift's supposed to be over.
This guy has arrows, and we can use this window to get inside. So let's take a look at the map. We entered the city hall on the 2nd floor in the tower right here, and the first thing we want to do is head over to the 3rd floor and hit the High Reeves office. Now the room right before it is really well guarded to the stationary guard and the Watcher, and the Watcher we can disable in the security office on the 1st floor, but there is absolutely no reason to do that, and I'll show you why. Labor and menial staff. There is nothing back there. This door is blocked, but we'll get in there a different way. And up here is a pair of gold dice, but also 2 spice bags. Total 49.27. Now, I want to comment on the choice of ambient sound in the city hall, which you might recognize from the Maw of Chaos. If you asked me before I played this mission if I thought this sound would fit in a civic building like this, I would have probably said no. But I have to admit, it does fit really well. And because it's used in such a different context here, it feels like a brand new ambient. Feels really fresh, which I like a lot. It has actually influenced the way I choose ambient sounds myself now. So there is nothing back here. Two gold goblets here. And there is a lot of loot around the bar area. Bottle of wine. Let's wait for this guard.
Huh? What?
4 more bottles of wine here.
Well,
4 goblets. 6 more bottles of wine here. And the statue on top of the crate. In the closet, we can open a hatch above. Get a gold goblet, total 56.67, and there is a journal. Seems like the city council isn't staying either. I'll have to let Simone know about the opportunity. I'm sure I can still sabotage the vault defenses if I have to. Captain Ricardo stationed the whole damn army here. Soldiers are piling up loot in the council chambers, but I don't recognize any of it. Stuff I would have marked, vases of a kind I've never seen at City Hall. I don't think it's from the vault, but then again, I haven't actually seen what's in it. What are they doing? Managed to lock the security office from inside without detection. The main vault security is still disabled, but they're gonna tear the office door off if they have to. If the boys are gonna do it, they better bloody do it tonight. I'm sick of this damn crawl space. The threat hole in the first city wall is downright spacious compared to this. So the main vault security is disabled, that's good to know. And Simone, could that be the person who signs all the messages with the letter S? We're gonna find out soon.
Someday I'm not gonna be a guard anymore. I'm gonna be a...
Jordan, that you?
So every big statue has a small one near it. And now we're coming up on the Hall of Records, which can be a bit tricky. The stationary guard is nothing to worry about, but the other guard is. And he has a purse.
What's there?
And there are 2 more pieces of loot here.
Hello?
There we go. Total 59.32. Down here is the council chamber. Gonna get down there in a little bit. Up here is the High Reeve's office. High Reeve Retchen. That's his name. Before we head in there, I wanna grab the statue here. And the purse. Total 6,047 and we met our loot goal. So here's the thing. Even if we disable the Watcher, we still can't get through it without dousing those gas lights. And if we have to do it anyway, then there is no need to turn off the Watcher. So what I do here is use 2 water arrows and quickly get in here. The guard is gonna relight them, but that's not a problem because we're not gonna be leaving this way. This move is real easy and it's very consistent. I do it in my Iron Ghost run. Here's a trophy, and here we have another interesting situation. I can turn off the lights here. And this guard will turn it back on. Right? But if we do it again, he should ignore that. And that's good, because we need the lights here to be off.
Saw something.
There's a necklace.
Just my imagination.
Total 62.97.
Except by myself, well, I can't do it all by myself.
That guy, who sounds like a camerite, is actually Captain Ricardo. He carries the vault key, which we're gonna have to pickpocket.
I have to take things in my own way and I have to do them as best I
base.
can without any help or depending on anyone for any kind of input.
And we have 2 readables here. Document search report. Hollow records. Nothing pertinent to current circumstances. Treasury main vault. No documents at all. Portal is locked. Key rendered for your use. Until we regain access to the security office, vault security will have to remain disabled. Alderman offices. Some personal materials may be compromising, at your discretion. Security office. Useful data on City Hall itself. Ancillary libraries. Almost all legal documentation, deemed irrelevant. Nothing definitive. Advise we move on to investigating office safes and personal logboxes.
I can't
And
take
here
this
is Ricardo's journal, so let's read it. Preliminary progress report. Initial operation successful. Appropriation of upper-class assets underway. More commoners and freemen remain than expected. Vagabond death advantageous. Freeholder death unfortunate. The fortification neighboring City Hall remains occupied and heavily guarded. Benefits of liquidation under consideration. Pagan casualties less likely to be recognized than natives when dressed as enemy combatants. Lowly appearance also more likely to provoke contempt. As expected, many of the blackguards infesting this region came out of the woodwork. Should be similarly useful as bodies. Search for compromising material in City Hall begun. Imperative to have the upper hand should the nobility learn the truth. Best not to assume Wretchin destroyed our correspondence. Treacherous bastards, not 2 days in, and matters are complicated by duplicity. Things not unsalvageable. Wretchin's letter could be used as protection against scapegoating by City Council. We'll have to consider further contingencies and retribution. He was naive to leave it on site, given his contemptible deceit. Must ensure we destroy all strategic and logistic records to prevent similar vulnerabilities once this charade is completed. Should presume City Council will also attempt to requisition our secure documents. So, this is pretty cryptic, but in short, it seems like this whole egress or evacuation is just a big sham to allow the army to loot noble houses. And it looks like the city officials, or at least one city official, the higher of Wretchin, is behind it. So we found out why Navenwoke was evacuated, and we have a new objective: conspiracy and betrayal. The High Reeves letter would be more useful in your possession. Find
I
it.
turn around. There's incompetence in every act that I see. Something moved. Thought I saw. I don't feel that this is the way anything should be run around here. I have to have order. What's there?
So even though it's really well lit here, we can hide here.
What it was. Who is there? Is
And
someone
right
there?
here is probably my favorite bit of design in this mission, because this is brilliant. You see a piece of loot up here, so you naturally rope up, and there is a good chance you'll open this window by accident. So even if you don't know that windows are interactable, the mission kinda lures you into discovering that. There is also a diamond here. Total 65-17. This building is pretty big, but we can only access one room up here, with 2 pieces of loot and a journal. Damned if I fall in for this ruse. Captain of the rear gatehouse reports there has been almost no reduction in merchant passage in the past 2 months. If it wasn't for this blessed panic, trade would be proceeding unimpeded. I have no interest in surrendering my estate to marauders or saboteurs, whatever this fiasco turns out to be. So, if that window is interactable, maybe that one can be opened as well.
Take things in my own way, and I have to do them. This time.
Up here is a bottle of wine and a plate. And this window is indeed interactable. And this is the only way to access this room, so it's a bit of a secret. I have a bunch of masks here. And a gold candlestick, total 7,042. This way we can get back to the 3rd floor of the city hall. So let's make another real save here.
Huh? What?
Right, now that we have the vault key, gonna make our way down to the 1st floor, and on our way down there, we're gonna loot the rest of the city hall.
Strange noises. Nothing, I guess.
Not again.
I really like the
Imagining
central
things
structure
now.
here. I think it looks great.
What's that?
Here we have a statue.
What's that? It's never really anything.
A purse and a coin here.
Can't a guy nap around here?
Nothing to be seen now.
This way is the theater hall, or rather the lounge above it. There's actually nothing of value down there, but up here 3 bottles of wine and 2 goblets. And here is the council chamber. This guy has arrows and a goblet. This guy has arrows as well. Four pieces of loot here. This guy has a vase, and this guy has 2 plates. Total 7907. Looks like everyone is trying to snatch something. On top of this cabinet is a pair of glasses. This staircase looks dangerous, but once you get to the middle, you're in a perfect shadow. So let's pickpocket this guy.
Who's there? Hello? Nothing now.
Another statue here. High Reef and Alderman Chambers. 2 gold vases and a secret compartment. With 3 bottles of wine and 2 spice bags, total 83.52. And a message. This ought to prove that Trelbor is a reputable source. Just don't let Bedstrel know about it. Sudden do-gooder in Navenwoke. Ha! Right, this staircase I'm not gonna use. It's a lot more dangerous than the other one. But I wanna quickly show you something down here.
I'm going to be a manor lord. I'm going to hire lots of guards to make them go on patrol in night watch. I'm going to...
So this is the security office. And this door is locked and unpickable, so you have to find another way in.
Noise, stop.
Whichever Taffer locked the key in here is gonna pay for the drill. So I gotta go back here.
What's that? Oh, well. Back to work.
5 plates here. And a gold candlestick, total 84.52. Let's wait for that guy.
What's over there?
In the dining room are 3 candlesticks, 4 gold plates, total 88.02. And here you can rope down a toilet hole. Well, that worked, but I wanna retrieve my rope. So this is not section of the sewer we've been to earlier. This is just a quick way to get into the security room. Statue here. Security room key. Here we have high roof security, so that's the way to disable that watcher, and vault security, which looks broken. Two pieces of loot here, and all the man offices. Looks like vault key and security key are both missing. This is the quick way to get to the vault if you mantle through here. We received another complaint about the lack of safety railing. Does anyone have any idea how we're supposed to explain that if we had the funds left to install safety rails, we'd spend it on infrastructure first? I don't want a repeat of nightmare we had when we explained that City Hall was intended to revitalize the borough. And we have 3 paper trays here. Total 9142. So this is the bottom floor of the theater hall.
Alright, who's making the racket?
Let's not make the racket. Just get the vase, the goblets, coin stack. Under these glasses here is a pair of coins, and up here are 2 spice bags. Total 93.75. So now I'm actually gonna use this window here to get to the vault. And of course, you can go the long way around here.
I saw something.
If you so desire. Here's the statue. Here's where we have to use the vault key. That's the disabled watcher. And here is Retchin's letter. Aldemon Bedstrel, you tell me our decision plays on your conscience somewhat. Look around, I say. These southern districts have been in dire need of restoration for years. What has the idle nobility contributed? Their share of taxation has dwindled to a useless pittance. Certainly we also benefited from this, but no aristocrat I know has dedicated their life to public service. Had I the mandate, I'd pillage their estates personally, and without this shameful pretense. Even if word gets out, I'm sure the common folk will side with us. I have no qualms about my involvement. Besides, we have Captain Ricardo. If he is willing to play a false hero and pretend to resolve this crisis, he has no right to complain if he ends up having to serve as a scapegoat. Fiery Retchin. So we've broken into the vault, and we've completed this objective. So really we have to get back to the start now. But we have a tunnel here. Let's investigate that. So up here we don't have to go. But this is that blocked door in the labor and menial staff quarters. I couldn't give half a toss about the soldiers smelling smoke. I care about never having to smell charcoal shit again. And there is nothing up there. Another interesting case of unconventional ambient usage. Opera strings used in the sewers. They create a really unique atmosphere down here. So I picked up a ring there. There's a base.
I thought I heard something.
And a message. Once your team's grabbed everything, start filling in the tunnel. I don't want a direct path between home turf and City Hall open any longer than it has to be. The smell isn't that big a deterrent. S. And now... it looks like we're inside this shop. Remember? The one closed on account of crisis? So it looks like it's a front for some thieves. Have a stack of coins, and 2 plates, total 95.85. And in here, we can access the guild itself. So up there, so it's kinda hard to see, is a goblet. Can reach it from down below, no problem.
Hello? Anyone there?
Huh?
Well, there's no one here now.
Who's making that noise?
And this is Simone. She's the leader of the guild. Here I have 4 pieces of loot. And the purse in a secret compartment down here. Total 99.25. Here is a ledger, which I'm not gonna read. And the journal. Unbelievable. Month of planning, tunneling, bribing workers, paying guildmen's expenses. I was expecting the payoff from the vault to more than cover costs. What do we find? Some old-fashioned vases and a medallion or 2. I should have known. They must have emptied the treasury to furnish City Hall. We'd have made out better if we just traded it. Maybe we still can. See how tough Ricardo's boys really are. Goblet here. Really cute carrot cake. And more carrots growing down here. Sewer access is on the table, so long as the public works guy says but. Soon as that changes, I'm bolting this shut. S. Here...
I thought I heard something.
10,090 loot. That's all the loot in the mission.
Huh? What was that?
Through here, we can get back to the old city square. So that's kinda interesting, and we could have gotten up here as well. If we roped up this ledge from the Watchtower. But of course there is no way to access the rest of the guild. Because this door can only be opened from this side. Or from the other side. But what's even more interesting is that down here is a hatch leading directly to the hovel where we started. So that's a super convenient way to get back to the starting point. Bloody hell, Gilpin was right. They actually herded every one of those fat nobles and snobby aristocrats out of the borough. Seems like most of them took their guards because Captain Ricardo agreed to have his boys come in and protect. What a joke. I'm betting anything we don't manage to snatch gets pocketed by these grunts. No bunch of Teffers is that disciplined, doesn't matter how prissy a uniform is. So the guild is pretty cool, and it serves as a nice shortcut back to the starting point so you don't have to backtrack. And here we go. Mission complete in 53 minutes, 47 seconds. Found all the loot, 10,090. Picked all 13 pockets and 3 locks. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this. Next I'm gonna play Ascend the Dim Valley. So see you guys soon, and take care.